Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, let me warn you. If you don't delete these 5 things before 2026, your life will not collapse. You won't fail overnight. Nothing dramatic will happen, but something far more dangerous will. You will stay exactly the same habits, same excuses, same results, and staying the same in a world changing this fast is the biggest risk of all. We're entering a year where AI is exploding, okay? Opportunities are appearing daily, and new careers are being born every month. Yet most people are still living with habits that expired in 2015. Here's the funniest part. People upgrade their iPhones every year, but don't upgrade themselves for an entire decade. They'll stand in line for 3 hours for a new phone, but won't spend 10 minutes fixing their mindset. So today, before 2026 arrives, we're going to upgrade you. There are 5 things you must delete from your life. Let's start with the one that hurts the most. Thing number 1, delete your love affair with CIOF4. Porter toxic. Dramatic, unhealthy relationship. With comfort, yes, comfort. The thing that treats you worse than your worst ex. Comfort promises everything, delivers nothing, and still expects loyalty. You know how it goes? At night, tomorrow, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. New life starts. At 6 a.m., your bed becomes heaven. Your dreams disappear. Your blanket becomes your kidnapper. Then there's the gym. You buy the shoes, the bottle, the outfit. You walk into the parking lot like a warrior. But the moment you step out of the car, comfort whispers, start on Monday. And in your life, every Monday is a public holiday. Netflix, you go for one episode 1, and suddenly 5 hours vanish. Netflix asks, are you still watching? And you feel personally attacked. Your sofa? A black hole. You sit for 5 minutes, and boom, 2 hours gone. You're watching people who wake up at 5 a.m., build businesses, lose weight, change their lives. While you sit there with snacks saying, good for them, comfort is turning you into a spectator, not a player. And TikTok? Reels, my friend. That's lethal. 95 minutes a day scrolling short videos. That's not scrolling, that's a part-time job. Give those same 95 minutes to a skill, a business, or learning. And by 2026, you'd be unstoppable. But comfort won't allow that. Comfort says, relax. One more reel. Next thing you know, it's 1 a.m. Your goals are crying. And comfort pats you on the back like, good job. King Cristiano Ronaldo trains at 11 p.m. because he refuses to break up with discipline. Virat Kohli deleted junk food, late nights, and laziness because he wanted to be world-class. They didn't delete comfort. They deleted the version of themselves that chose comfort over growth. Your dreams are allergic to comfort. When you get too comfortable, your dreams start dying like a phone on 1%. But delete your addiction to comfort even a little. Each day, and you'll become someone your future self will thank you for before 2026 arrives. Delete comfort, or comfort will delete your potential. Thing number 2, delete the idea of a perfect moment. The second thing you must delete is this poisonous belief that you need the right time to start. Let's be honest. You've been waiting for the right time for so long. Even the right time has moved on. We all say it. I'll start when things settle, my friend. Things never settle. How many times have you said, I'll start when I feel ready? But every time you feel ready, your brain whispers, actually, not today. Your brain is basically on Netflix auto delay. Every dream you have is stuck behind one sentence, I'll start soon. But soon is the biggest liar in the world. Soon means next month. Soon means next year. Soon means never, and you delay your dreams for the dumbest reasons. I'll start my diet after this wedding. Start studying after this drama finishes. I'll start saving. After my cousin returns my $500, you're planning your entire future around weddings and cousins who are basically NPCs. Nobody who made it waited for the perfect moment. They started messy. They started awkward. They started unprepared. Their first video was cringe. Their first business plan looked like a child's homework. Their first workout lasted 5 minutes before they almost died, but they started. That's why they improved. You want level 10 results while skipping level 1 struggles. So before 2026, delete the fantasy that your life will magically create a perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There are only perfect excuses. Start imperfect. Start scared. Start confused. Start broke. Start embarrassed. Start small. Just start. Because one day you'll realize the only wrong time was every moment you waited. Thing number 3. Delete the habit of complaining instead of solving. The third thing you must delete is this sneaky habit that feels like intelligence but actually slows you down worse than rush hour traffic. Complaining instead of solving. Everyone complains. You do it. Do it! The chaiwala does it. The guy selling corn does it. Complaining feels like action, doesn't it? You rant, you stress, you shout, and nothing changes. You just wasted 15 minutes, and the problem is still there. Laughing at you, look around, you know people like this. The coworker who complains about the boss, but never applies for a new job. The friend who complains about their body, but never enters the gym or leaves the kitchen. The person who complains about money, but spends 3 hours scrolling shopping apps. Complaining gives you emotion. Solving gives you results. And in 2026, results will matter more than ever. Apps, you know exactly who I'm talking about. That is comfort disguised as action. Fear disguised as opinions. Laziness disguised as I'm just expressing myself. And the worst part? Complaining is contagious. You start. Someone else joins. And suddenly you're trapped in a group chat where the main activity is whining about traffic, inflation, politics, and destiny. The energy is negative. The motivation is zero. And your goals are silently evaporating while everyone competes for the award of who has the most miserable life. Here's a funny but painful truth. Social media is a global complaint simulator. You scroll through other people's problems and feel relieved that you're not them. But without realizing it, you're copying the habit. You scroll. You compare. You complain internally. And you feel justified doing absolutely nothing. If we don't delete this habit by 2026, we'll become a generation with excuses for everything and results for nothing. Now look at people who stopped complaining and started acting. Your friend who stopped whining about takeaway prices and started cooking at home, now they're healthier and richer. Your cousin who hated their job but learned a new skill 1 hour a day on YouTube. 6 months later, they have clients' income and confidence. Even students who stopped complaining about teachers and assignments suddenly pass with flying colors. Complaining solves nothing. Action solves everything. Small steps accumulate. Complaints evaporate. So before 2026, delete complaining like you'd delete a virus from your phone. If you don't, it will slow down your life until you eventually crash. Thing number 4, delete overthinking and self-doubt. Fourth thing you must delete before 2026 is an invisible trap that feels safe but eats your life like termites in wood. Overthinking and self-doubt. Yes. The little voice in your brain that turns every tiny decision into a full Bollywood production. Should I post this? Should I start this project? Should I text them back? And by the time you finish the mental movie, your brain is exhausted and your life hasn't moved an inch. We all do it. You do it. Even that stranger in the elevator is probably imagining 100 ways the floor could collapse. Every day, life becomes dramatic. You open the fridge to choose food, think about calories. Think about cravings. Think about your future health. Think about the origins of the dish. And somehow, you still order pizza. Congratulations to 20 minutes gone, and only your wallet lost weight. Big dreams get murdered the same way. What if I fail? What will people say? What if I waste time? My friend, the only real waste of time is overt, incrant. Not trying, not failing, not starting overthinking, and social media made it 1,000 times worse. You see perfect lives, perfect meals, perfect vacations, and your brain goes, "Ah, yes, I am failing at everything. Let me analyze 50 ways I'm not enough." And boom, there goes 1 hour of misery with zero progress. Now, look at people who don't overthink. Your classmate who just applied for an internship got it. Your friend who posted YouTube videos with zero editing skills blew up. Your cousin who asked someone out, now happily dating. They didn't have a perfect plan. They didn't wait for confidence. They didn't wait for motivation. They just started. Messy, afraid, unprepared. But they. The barista who opened a tiny cafe. The overweight neighbor who ran for 5 minutes a day and now runs marathons. The student who built a tiny website and landed a dream job. None of them overthought. None of them relied on self-doubt. They took action. Here's the truth. Self-doubt is natural. Overthinking is optional. Before 2026, delete this habit. Stop imagining every possible failure. Stop rehearsing mistakes. Stop talking yourself out of opportunities. Start messy. Start confused. Start scared. Start imperfect. Because the perfect you who never overthinks doesn't exist. Thing number 5. Delete people-pleasing and seeking APP. ROVL, the final thing you must delete. Before 2026 is an invisible weight that feels like responsibility. Maturity or being practical. But in reality, it's people-pleasing and seeking approval. Nothing kills your progress faster than caring to. It's much about what others think. We all know the feeling. You have an idea. A dream, a video to post, a business to start, but then you pause. What will people say? Will they laugh? Will they judge me? And just like that, the post isn't posted. The idea isn't launched. The dream is delayed. Congratulations, you just turned potential into regret. All for an audience that isn't even paying attention. Look around. Your friend hides their talent because people might laugh. Your cousin doesn't start a business because family will criticize. Your neighbor doesn't wear what they love because someone might gossip. And the funniest part? Those people gossiping are too busy judging themselves to care about you. Even tiny things get ruined. Choosing shoes based on compliments instead of comfort. Posting photos carefully cropped instead of honest. Hiding opinions because you don't want to seem too ambitious. You end up living a filtered life for an unfiltered audience. But here's the truth. People who succeed don't ask for permission. Your favorite influencer didn't. The barista with the tiny cafe didn't. The teenagers with a podcast. Didn't they just started so before? 2026. Delete the need for approval. Delete the habit of filtering your life. Delete the fear of judgment. It's exhausting, unnecessary, stealing years from you. Imagine a life where you stop caring about gossip, judgment, and side eyes. You make bold choices. You try, fail, learn. Grow without apologizing for it. That's the life waiting for you. The final MESSAGB for 2026. Delete these 5 things. Comfort. Waiting for the perfect moment. Complaining. Overthinking. Seeking approval. These are 5 invisible chains. Break them. And you won't just enter 2026. You will dominate it. You'll wake up excited. You'll take action. You'll create, build, speak, and live freely. You won't just be better. You'll be unstoppable. 2026 is coming. Delete these 5 things, and the world won't know what hit it. Thank you for listening, and my friends, don't forget to like and subscribe.